talking about the Poetic Lens. What inspired you to write this particular book? And also, do you have any favorite poem from the book that is closest to your heart?
Sail, sail, and sail, or the ship will fail, said the commissary to rescue the ship from misery. Sail, the ship of hope, to reach the top, to the destined shore from the core.
How is the experience of writing a poem different from writing an academic book?
Writing a textbook, you have got the matter around. It is not something that you created. But writing a poem is entirely different. You are in a very different mood.
How do you encourage your students to think creatively? Because you have both in you.
As students, when we do something good, they get inspired. It is not that we have to try hard to inspire. Our journey, if we build up something and we have got something to share to them, and for them, that is an inspiring source.
Hello and welcome. You are watching One India. Today we are in conversation with Vinod Pillai R, a passionate educator, author, and poet whose journey beautifully blends physical education and literature. From inspiring students in the classroom to writing textbooks and poetry, he believes learning should touch both the heart and the mind. His latest book, The Poetic Lens, is a reflection that poetry can teach, heal, and inspire. With over 8 years of teaching experience at Jindal Vidya Mandir, Ratnagiri, and several published works to his name, he continues to prove that creativity and education can go hand in hand. Let's hear more about his story, inspirations, and what keeps him motivated as a teacher and a writer. Hello, sir. Welcome to One India. Thank you so much for joining us. Talking about the Poetic Lens, what inspired you to write this particular book? And also, do you have any favorite poem from the book that is closest to your heart?
I don't remember exactly the words. Whatever I have written it down, let it come in that way. Sail, sail, and sail, or the ship will fail, said the commissary to rescue the ship from misery. Sail, the ship of hope, to reach the top, to the destined shore from the core. Wind may turn to storm, and your mind may speak to go back home, but go on till you get what you seek. The day when you reach the shore, people will speak the great lore of the great man who found this beautiful den. You are the knight who has to fight the strong and the might till you reach the land out of sight. This is the time to decide whether to be called a zero or a hero. For the world ahead is a prideful ride, and the world behind is a shadow that has died. It is the demand of the hour to see all your power, to guide the ship to the land not in the world's lip. The far off land was reached by those who believed in what they preached, and the brave men who stood head up in every mood tasted success food. Sail and sail and sail, or the ship will fail, said the commissary to rescue the ship from misery.
That was amazing,
These
sir.
are the
It's basically all about the struggle that you face when you're away from home or you are trying to make your own life, trying to establish
yeah.
yourself. That was truly amazing.
At times when we are not in a good mood, we have to like motivate ourselves, inspire ourselves. So these lines were something that I had liked it.
Amazing, amazing. So you have also written several textbooks. So how is the experience of writing a poem different from writing an academic book? Because these are two completely different things, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, this writing a textbook, you have got the matter around. It is not something that you created. You have seen it, you have got a lot of textbook, you have to refer and then write it.
Yeah.
But writing a poem is entirely different. You are in a very different mood. The state of mind is also very different. At when you are writing, you are the mind, you are focusing on one aspect, and it is something that you are creating. The other one is already laid, and you have to be like a mathematician. You have to judge which thing will help the students, what is that the reader wants, what would help them to get better marks, what are the aspects which teacher looks for in a textbook. So that is the thought process when you're writing textbook. But here you are more into it. You write it because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And even it doesn't matter whether the world enjoys or not, but you write it, you
Yeah.
enjoy it. That's one thing.
Textbook needs the mind, and the poems come from the heart, basically.
Yeah, you can say poems, of course, not exactly from her, because there is somewhere the background of English that had also triggered it. Not a spontaneous one. Somewhere the background was there, or the reading was there, so that might have triggered. But it there may be some germ of a poetic germ in
True,
that may
true.
be there. Mm.
Because everybody cannot pen their thoughts into words. It
Yeah,
requires
and that
something
may
in
be.
you as well.
Yeah.
So, sir, talking about your teaching journey, how do you encourage your students to think creatively? Because you have both in you, the creative part as well. And how do you encourage them to express themselves beyond the classroom so they can also, one day become a poet or venture into a creative world?
As students, when we do something good,
Hmm.
they get inspired. It is not that we have to try hard to inspire. Our journey, if we build up something, and we have got something to share to them, and for them, uh, that is an inspiring source. And of course, this journey and this experience which comes, uh, and this also reflects that you were someone who had been into polishing yourself.
Hmm.
And when you are polishing yourself, that aspect, more of course, maybe that is one thing that students get motivated. Of
True.
course, you do your work as what you have to do, and then all the things that you have achieved, if that is commendable, that inspires the students to do something good, great in your life.
So, sir, have your students read any of your poetry?
I have uh, I have made them listen to the poem, because their reflections always help, because the book itself is compiled in such a way that it has got a textbook like appeal.
Hmm.
Like the book which is there, you have got poem, then line by line meaning, then the poetic devices used, then the reflections, the themes that are there. It is not just poem,
Hmm.
because when I see the poems, most of the poems written, I find that I am not able to understand. And many a times when I talk to some people, they say those poems are good, which you don't understand. That is beyond. If you can't comprehend something, that is better. And that is
That have a
something which is
hidden
difficult
meaning
for me to
somehow.
digest.
That have a hidden meaning
That
somehow.
is,
Need to find out.
yeah. Maybe a poet writes from one perspective,
Hmm.
and where it is rightly said in Hindi, a Hindi poem, जहाँ न पहुंचे रवि वहां पहुंचे कवि. Eh,
That is true.
that is yeah, that is where the sunlight doesn't reach, there
The poet.
the poets can reach
Yeah.
the thoughts. So at times we may not be able to understand the meaning also. That's one aspect, but they enjoy it, they write.
Hmm.
And for me, the things have to be simple. If we can't understand, it has to be made there has to be some platform where which from which the students can read and then understand or comprehend it. There are different levels of meaning. What I have written, that may not be the exact version. When you read, there may be a different perspective. Each person reads a poem or any creative work from their own perspective, and they come up with different meaning, and that is the beauty. So you just need to give something, and then there is a there people start creating out of it.
That is true, sir. So who has been your biggest inspiration in your teaching and writing journey? Any poet or someone from your personal life who has been the inspiration behind this? Or yourself?
Yeah, of course, my father was there. My father was in military, and he used to say, "I'm a self-made man." So he that was there. So I also wanted to do something which makes him talk about, though he doesn't like he doesn't used to speak too much high about me, but I have heard it that when he talks to his friends and all, he talks, "I'm a writer," like he's doing. He has written so much. Whether the number of people who are read, that is immaterial, but he projects me as a person who is very learned. So that's one aspect. The father has been an inspiration. Apart from that, my students to had been an inspiration to give them the best, to do you have to polish yourself. That had been the thought, and that that has inspired.
Great, sir. So, sir,
The thought
lastly,
that you need to polish,
yeah.
that had inspired.
Okay, sir. So, sir, lastly, who is your favorite poet, and which is your favorite poem? If you would like to say a few lines, or just the name of the poem and the poet. Any favorites?
Yeah, the favorite poem. There is one poem by the lines goes like this. Somebody said it couldn't be done, but he with a chuckle replied, and it goes like that. It is by Guest, Edgar Guest, and that's a poem that is there in the eighth standard. Earlier it was there, and that's a poem that says that if the world may say that it cannot be done, but this it can be done, but you don't need to accept by the words. You need to work on it, and if it doesn't work, okay, you accept it, but just by the words of others, don't accept it. You give it a try, give it, and then it will work out. It's a very simple, and that kinds of lines I like it best.
And that is very true for everybody, because keeping yourself motivated and not stopping yourself from trying things helps a lot. If you stop yourself from trying new things, you will never be able to know if you can do it or not, basically.
Yeah, it's all you need to give an attempt. Give
Yes,
an attempt, and things will unfold better.
True, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. It was lovely talking to you.
Thank you, madam. You have been you have introduced me in a nice way with smiling face, and it was natural.
Thank you so much, sir.
So, thank you.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.